you got to look at the film, what stood out from Sunday's game?
Second half, obviously it's the start of the game. Second half we were much better in terms of moving the ball, much better in terms of that, in terms of pressing and keeping them locked into their own half. So there's some improvements we've made upon this week, just in terms of looking at overall shape and how we started the first half of the game. And but overall, happy again to score 4 goals in a game is a good thing.
Offensively, you guys have been much more aggressive. You finished a lot better, but been allowing more goals than you did last year. Is there a trade-off there when you're trying to press more, trying to be more aggressive? Are you sacrificing something on the back end?
I think our press was further along last season. I think we've taken a little bit of time to get into the press this year. We've obviously rotated through personnel and a lot. We haven't really had a settled back line yet. I think after 28 minutes of the season last year, we were into a settled back line. So once that back line starts to settle down again, I think we'll start to see us tightening up at the back a little bit. And the goals we've conceded are ones that it's not been a team that's shredded us apart. It's been ones that we feel as though are controllable.
Is that an issue, or not an issue, I guess, but is that a situation where chemistry within your back four just needs to kind of be built up a little bit?
For sure, and a couple of those are offset pieces as well, which is something we take pride in. That's an entire team piece, so they're fixable pieces that we've been working on for sure.
You guys have scored 11 goals in 3 games so far this season. It was 12 goals in plenty more games last season. How do you make sense of that stat?
Yeah, I think we're more balanced across the front line. I think in terms of our ability to pin teams back in their final third has been much better. I think at times last season when we got into the opposition's final third, we were allowing teams to get out on us, but now we're pinning them back a little bit, so we're able to get wave after wave in the attack. So it's just our kids have got a grasp of that piece now, and we're getting much better with it.
A full 90 from Goldberg. Will we see her again, or is Leah going to be available?
Leah's close, so we'll see what that looks like tomorrow. But we've got 2 competitive goalkeepers now, and that's what you want in any position that you've got. I think across the entire team, we're competitive across every position. So, and it's no different with our goalkeepers. So, we'll see when it gets to tomorrow, and we'll look what we look like for Friday night.
You mentioned Harrington's kind of on the way back, but do you have a benefit with how well your front line and your rotation of 6 has been playing that you can almost take it a little slower with her and make sure that she's fine and not feeling need to rush her back?
For sure, she's got a huge future here. We've said that all along, so we're looking at Callan long term to make sure we take care of her with regards to that. So yeah, the 6 that we've had up top with that rotation have been really good.
What do you know about the Gauchos? They've got a win, and they haven't scored much this season.
Yeah.
What do you know about them?
Good team technically. Really look to play. They'll open the game up and try to play. They've got pace up top, good plays in the midfield. And so it'll be a good test for us, especially with our press and things like that, to see versus them trying to outplay it versus us trying to defend it.
We down 2-1 the other day and then scored 3 unanswered. Is that teams that you've coached in the past, have they had that kind of resiliency?
It's a mentality. The last 3 games we've gone down a goal, we've come back and either tied or won the game. And I was part of a team for 5 years who whenever they were down, it was never over. It was 2 goals, 3 goals, and that's got to be our mentality, because we've got the quality to score goals without a doubt. It's now making sure that we put ourselves in position time and time again to hurt teams constantly.
You got a lot more people coming in town this weekend. You hoping to see a crowd at Pepe Field, hopefully?
Yeah, at the end of the day, success brings that, and so we've got to keep doing our job on the field. Our marketing team will take care of the piece in terms of letting the public know, and everyone wants to see a winning program around here at Oregon, so I'm sure with our success there'll be more fans that will come out.
Zoe Hasenauer, 3 assists so far
in
3 games. What are you seeing from her so far this season?
I've said this all along. I think when I first got here, the sole focus with Zoe was her ability to score goals. It seemed as though the team was reliant on her scoring goals. Her overall evolution as a player has been awesome. On the defending side of the ball, she was one of our better defenders last year. And she doesn't get enough credit for that piece. But her ability to pass the ball, deliver a final pass, still be a goal-scoring threat. She's becoming more and more a complete player. She'll go on and play professionally because she's becoming more of a complete player for sure.
Do you have with the situation with Leah? Do you have an emergency backup just in case Goldberg would be?
Yeah, me with a wig. No, no, it's Alicia we've looked at, and then Ali Cook as well. Ali Cook can jump for sure. So we've looked at those 2 as emergency backups.
Alicia's having a great start. What do you attribute to that so far?
You know, we've moved her around a little bit, which, you know, we've chatted about that piece. That's not what we want to do with any of our players in terms of moving them around to too many positions. But she's a good player in general, got a really good IQ about her, really good technically. So as we start to settle in positionally wise for her, it'll most likely be in the 8 for the rest of the season. I think we'll see more and more from her as well.